How to protect your legal rights before and after disaster strikes. Presented by Legal Access Alameda, the California Housing Finance Agency, the State Bar of California, and the Disaster Legal Assistance Collaborative. Here are some things that you can do before a disaster to protect yourself. Check your insurance policies and make sure that your insurance policy is able to cover different types of disasters. You could also snap pictures of your documents, such as your lease, your insurance, the deed of your house, any car loans, and your personal belongings. This will make it easier when you have to file an insurance claim. Something else that you can do to protect yourself is to replace any documents that you don't have. If you don't have a current copy of your lease, make sure to ask your landlord for a copy. If you don't have a copy of your deed, go to the county recorder's office and get a copy. Make sure that you have your social security card, birth certificate, and other important documents. It's also important to make an emergency plan and pack a go bag. It is important to remember that you have legal rights during and after a disaster. The Disaster Legal Assistance Collaborative provides free legal help to anyone suffering because of a disaster. We do not ask about your income, your assets, or your immigration status. What we can help with after a disaster: any housing issues and evictions, and employment, consumer, insurance, and family law issues, as well as any problems with government aid. So what can a lawyer help with when it relates to housing and evictions? Many people aren't aware of what their current legal rights are. A lawyer can help you understand your rights and tell you whether you have a right to stay or whether you have to move out. A lawyer can also tell you whether your landlord has a right to evict you and what to do if they're threatening you. If you're not able to get damages repaired by your landlord or your insurance company, a lawyer can help. A lawyer can also help you negotiate payment plans and help with any mobile home related issues. Lawyers can also help with employment issues. If your working conditions change, become dangerous because of a disaster, or you don't feel safe, a lawyer can help. If you lost your job, didn't get paid, or are facing discrimination or immigration issues, you have legal rights and an attorney can help. Common consumer issues that occur after a disaster include contractor fraud, scams, any car loan issues, and price gouging. A lawyer can help with your insurance issues. If you're having any issues with your claims, if you were denied coverage, or if you don't have enough insurance, a lawyer can help you navigate through those issues. A lawyer can also help with family law. If due to a disaster you are not able to follow any court orders, such as visitation or child support payments, a lawyer can help. After a disaster, child support modifications are sometimes needed because you lost your job, or you need to change custody orders, or you have to move out of state. Government aid is an important part of recovery after a disaster. If you were denied assistance from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, or if you're having issues with disaster unemployment or food stamps or other government benefits, a lawyer can help. A lawyer can help you understand your rights and help you through the process of appealing your denials. FEMA assistance for home repairs can be a lifeline for disaster survivors. but assistance can be denied when you aren't able to prove that you own your home. When you have no proof that you have title to your home, FEMA can deny assistance for repairs to your damaged home. In order to qualify for federal disaster aid through FEMA, you must prove ownership of your home and that you occupied your home immediately before a disaster. Proof of home ownership is also required for California's Mortgage Relief Program, which provides grants to homeowners experiencing financial hardship, such as when disaster strikes. You could also be denied low-interest disaster loans from the Small Business Administration, which helps homeowners as well as small businesses in times of disaster. There are two kinds of titles that you can have as a homeowner: clear title or cloudy title. Clear title is ownership of a property that is free of claims, doubts, or disputes about ownership. A clear title generally means that no one else has a financial interest in your property. A cloud on title is a claim or encumbrance that affects the ownership of your property. Cloudy title issues can come up in a number of ways. These are the most common scenarios: liens, legal claims, and no proof of ownership. A lien is a claim of partial ownership of your property because of unpaid debts to a creditor. Claims are legal claims that someone else may have for your property. No proof of ownership usually happens when property is not legally transferred or deeded to the next owner, such as when someone dies without a will, when a family doesn't administer a will, or a transfer deed doesn't get recorded. Other common problems that affect clear title are title fraud, which is the transfer of title or the securing of home equity loans without your knowledge or permission. It's a form of identity theft that often targets elderly homeowners or vacant properties. Heirs property is property that is passed down to family members without a will or legal documentation, or property that has been left to multiple heirs. Often, the lack of records of the property transfer leads to heirs who are unable to prove ownership of their property. Encroachments are unauthorized intrusions onto property by a neighboring non-owner. Encroachments can be minor, like overgrown hedges, or they can be major, like a shed that crosses the property line. Encroachments may cloud title because they can reduce the value and marketability of your property or cause uncertainty about property ownership of the area in question. How to fix a cloudy title. Here are some of the ways that you can fix a cloudy title. Fix a deed. That could mean executing a new deed or recording a previously valid deed. You could settle or negotiate a lien. That means paying off the debt entirely or negotiating the total down to a more acceptable amount. You could bring a quiet title action, which is a lawsuit where a court decides who is the lawful owner when there are multiple parties claiming an interest in the property. And you could go to probate court if you live in a home that has been passed down to you by someone who is now deceased and who had no will or had an invalid will. Attorneys can help. Property rights can be complicated. Attorneys can inform and explain your rights to you, help check your title status at the county recorder's office, help determine heirs, and help you make a plan of action to clear your title. You can take action to prepare for or recover from a disaster. Here are some next steps and resources that can help you get disaster ready or help you get disaster relief. Call the Disaster Legal Assistance Collaborative Helpline at 888-382-3406. The helpline is available 24/7, and a volunteer attorney will call you back with advice. Visit our website at disasterlegalservicesca.org for statewide and local resources, or post your disaster-related questions online with free legal answers at ca.freelegalanswers.org.